Dean, already a couple of weeks of skating under your belt here in Winnipeg, but let's just go back to the summer. Of course, you re-signed with the Manitoba Moose. What went into that decision, and how excited are you to be back in Antlers for another year?
Yeah, I think there was a ton that went into it. Obviously, being close to home is definitely nice. Being familiar with the boys and obviously like you guys and the staff and everything, and I really like the coaches. So it was a pretty easy decision for me, and I'm really excited to get things going.
And how excited were you this fall too, just to get that opportunity to skate with the NHL team and the Winnipeg Jets? Spend some time with the PTO. Obviously went to Ottawa, didn't play, but just had some time around the NHL facilities, some NHL players. What was that like for you to get that opportunity, and how do you think that benefited you?
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to be with those guys. There's just so much you can learn from them, even, just like little things that, some of the other defensemen are doing on the blue line or as far as breakouts go and things like that. So I think it's always good. And, for me, I was just kind of trying to be a sponge up there and, just take away as much as I could from camp and, bring it down here. Yeah, were
there any sort of moments that stood out to you? Anyone you maybe necessarily tried to model your game up there, or just what's something that maybe stood out for you during that little time at Jets camp?
Yeah, I think just some of the top end guys are, you just don't really see that in the American League. So, me and Sots were just laughing with each other one day when KC just made a really nice move and scored a sweet goal in practice, and it's just like we looked at each other and we were like, yeah, there's nobody on the Moose doing that.
And now back with the Moose, I mean, this season it looks like it's going to be a relatively younger squad than what we've seen in previous years. As a guy who's been here for a couple of years already, do you try and maybe help some of these younger guys get developed and learn how the pro game works, or are you just sort of just trying to continue to build and battle for a roster spot?
Yeah, I think both probably. I think we have guys, obviously that have been around the league longer than I have, and probably let those guys do a bit more of the speaking and being vocal and things like that. But I definitely do think, coming into this year, I will be, a little bit more of a leader. Obviously, been here for a few years now. So, but as far as me doing that, it'll be more just, kind of how I take things every day, as far as working out and staying out and working on things and things like that. So I think, maybe that's some things that some of the younger guys can take away from me. But we got guys like Jimmy and Cesar that will be good leaders.
Going forward, obviously not returning this year is Jansen Harkins, who got claimed off waivers by Pittsburgh. Obviously a great opportunity for him to get that shot with the Penguins. But what do you remember most about him, and how will you remember your time with Jansen Harkins last season? Yeah,
obviously sucks for us, but we're all happy for him, and obviously Harkins is probably pretty pumped about that too. So, I talking with some of my buddies this summer, I think that if he was with the Moose the whole year last year, he would have been right there for, the MVP of the league probably. He was so dominant for us, and, it was a huge help. So, sucks he won't be back, but we're all happy for him, and we'll be rooting for him in Pittsburgh.
Perfect. And what can you also just say about the intensity of camp too? I mean, these past couple of days, seems like at the end of practice, lots of battling, one-on-one, two-on-twos. Just what can you say about that intensity that the coaching staff and some of the leaders are bringing in this early stages of camp?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good, obviously. We've been using that kind of, in Jets camp in the first few days here is kind of way to get in shape, maybe rather than, just skate wallies. I think it's been good. Obviously, those some of those older guys kind of set the tone, and everyone else just follows. So, it's been a good couple days.